Hi, I'm Miriam.
And I'm Isabelle. We are the Divining Divas. Welcome.
Hi there. So in this video, we're going to pull cards on overcoming sadness. So let's do 3 cards. So the first card that I pulled is the Devil. So last video, I pulled this card as well, but this is in the body part. So the body placement. So with overcoming sadness, go into your body and check it out and what's going on. I think he's telling us to check in our bodies why we're feeling sadness and where we're feeling sadness. So if we're checking in our bodies, then we're going to know, is it because of a physical reason, or why is it that we're feeling sadness? So he's helping us look at also the overall picture, because the Devil's a major arcana card, and I'm looking at this as that he's also he's kind of like a guide in terms of that this sadness, and to overcome it might be like a bigger picture than just like, what is that issue right now that you're sad about, and is there a pattern there, and to follow that pattern with awareness.
Yeah. And in some way, the devil is also um, uh, suggesting or perhaps look, inviting us to look at perhaps having some humor about it. It's not easy when we're feeling sad. It's really serious. But the devil sort of brings in that note of levity. And is that possible? So that's all. He's just asking that question. Is that possible? Can there be levity here? So my a card for sadness, interestingly enough, is the Nine of Cups, for the position of the body. So the cups refer to the element of water, has to do with our emotions. And the Nine of Cups is the wish card. And so in that sense, I think that perhaps our sadness can be related to disappointments over, our wishes that were not granted. And I would say that the Nine of Cups wants us to, or suggest that we think about the things that we're grateful for. Like, what are the things that we do have, that we have manifested in our life, that are making us feel fulfilled and happy, or so what are we grateful for, and it's always a great exercise in any case to go, especially when we feel this depression or sadness or grief, that we go to that place of what is it that we have, what is it that we have to be thankful for.
Nice. So I pulled a card for overcoming sadness in our minds. And I pulled another major arcana card. So this is the Wheel of Fortune. So this is just trusting and telling yourself that it's going to change, that things are always moving, and that this too is going to change. And it's another card that calls us to really be present and to tap into that excitement of possibilities, of how that this is can change. And perhaps it's to remember a time when you weren't sad, when you were happy or joyful, and reach for that place and let that come out and let that flow.
Mm. Yes, exactly. It's really about trusting in the law of abundance, in in that you have manifested, um, unimaginable things before, and that it can happen again. Yeah, this is a good card to have in the mind place. And then for myself, I get the King of Cups in the mind place. And so again, another card of that speaks of emotions and feelings. And the King of Cups. So the King personality, or this King signature, is about being in charge. This particular king is very benign and very nurturing, and so the king asks us, what is it that you need right now? How can we soothe your sadness? What does your mind need to know? Because the minds need to know things. What does your mind need to think or look at differently in order to feel again feel that healing? This king wants to heal. The king says, asks you, what is missing? What is it that you would feel fulfilled by if the cup he's holding, would be full? What would it take to make your cup full? And does your cup need to always be full in order for you to not be sad, or for you to be, not be sad? Let's just leave it at that.
I think of with the King of Cups is just to tell yourself, because it's in the mind, I love myself. I love myself with all my heart. And to keep saying a mantra like that. And that's a great way to overcome sadness. Because remember, then the cups are also emotions. And so sadness is an emotion. So I am ready to pull a card on in our spirit.
Yeah.
I spoke too soon as I was pulling this card, because this is the Two of Water, Two of Cups, and it's emotion, and in our spirit, it's like learning to love ourselves. Sometimes the Two of Water relates to another person and the beginning of a new romantic love, and or a love of a child or something like that. But in this case, I really believe it's pointing out about us loving ourselves, and to learn to love ourselves in that spiritual realm. So again, maybe it's doing a mantra or a meditation, but that's where overcoming sadness begins.
Very much so. Huh. And then I get the Four of Cups in the placement of the spirit. So I get a full, what do you call it in poker? A full hand of cups. So again, we're talking about feelings and emotions, and the Four of Cups speaks of retreat, and also of healing and detoxifying. And so in the place of the mind, it's really about making some room, just really allowing ourselves to release all of these emotions are in the past, and the Four Cups speak of the past. So all the regrets, all the disappointments, all the shoulda, woulda, coulda, thing that didn't happen. Also, the Four of Cups, is this reminds us that sometimes we focus on the things that didn't happen, and you can see the fourth cup here, which is on your right side, if you're looking at me, facing me. And so we tend to concentrate overly long on what didn't happen, and we forget that something unexpected, and if we're not looking, if we're so focused on what didn't happen, then we are missing out on the gift, on the healing that comes from just accepting. It's also a thing about, all about accepting. It's like, this is where you are, this is where we are, and yet and yet, as we speak, you are already healing. You are already in transformation. If you are willing to be in transformation, if you are willing to be healed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Feel free to give us your comments and add your own interpretation if you have any about these cards. See you soon. Take care.